Hey everyone, so this is going to be a little bit of a different video. Today I'm going to be debunking a Muslim creationist. It appears to be, but basically they are trying to misrepresent evolutionary theory through purposely misrepresenting the scientific terms. And my goal here is to debunk this false information, which it is very false information based off of our widely accepted theory at this point that is accepted by most of the world in the scientific community. And this is going to be a new kind of thing. I don't show my face often, so I'll kind of move it out of the way while I'm doing my reaction to this video. Like I said, it's going to be completely off the cuff, just my commentary, unadulterated. I did skim through it real quickly. It seemed to be well put together, which is common in these kinds of videos, but it's pretty hard for the layperson to pick apart what they're actually saying, whether it's bullshit or not. But without further ado, let's just hop right in and we'll start the commentary from there. Thank you guys.
There are two reasons why Muslims don't have to change their beliefs to fit Darwinian evolution. Number one, science does not lead to certainty. And number two, Darwin's theory of evolution is not indisputable.
First of all, no one is telling you to change your Muslim beliefs based on Darwinism. Unlike religion, science does not force you to conform to their ideals. So that's irrelevant. And of course, science does not lead to certainty, but it leads us every step closer to it. And number two, of course, technically it is disputable, but Darwin's theory is pretty much widely accepted to be a fact nowadays.
So Darwinian evolution can be accepted by Muslims as a valid theory, but not something absolutely true. The first thing we need to do is make a distinction between basic evolution and Darwin's theory of evolution. Yeah?
Alright, second of all, there is no such thing as basic evolution. It just sounds like some straw man he pulled out of his ass to fit his narrative. And we don't really use Darwin's theory of evolution anymore. It's just clear as that. We use modern theory of evolution that is based off of Darwin's theory, but pretty much is it's not recognizable from his theory. We have done a lot of things to change it nowadays, but let's see what he does with this here.
Basic evolution is biological change over time. Darwinian evolution is composed of two parts. Number one, the tree of life, and number two, natural selection. The basic type of evolution is simply true. Yeah, it happens all around us. Take butterflies or bacteria evolving resistance to medicine and numerous other examples.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Evolution is real.
Yeah, no one disagrees with this type of biological evolution. But get this, this was well known before Darwin. Yes, before Darwin. It's the second type which is problematic, which requires more evidence for the tree of life and natural selection other than
we don't need more evidence. We literally have mountains of evidence to prove that evolution is fact and it is a valid theory. It's not mere observations either. We have done experiments. That is better than observations. We've done experiments to prove the veracity of evolution.
Mere observations. Yeah, but sadly, people confuse the two types together and assume proof for the former is proof for the latter.
There's no confusion between the two. Not to say that basic evolution is not even real. I don't know what he's talking about. Basic evolution. I've done some base level research on basic evolution, and it really seems like it's bullshit. Like it's something you pull out of his ass. There is no argument between the two, and even if there was, we don't believe in one or two different theories. We believe in the modern theory of evolution, which is a culmination of many different theories. So I don't know what he's trying to say here.
And this is not to mention some of the problems with regards to Darwinian evolution. Number one, no matter how successful a scientific theory is, it can always be changed and challenged due to new...
Of course it can. That's what a theory is. Does that mean that we should completely disregard the theory? No. Every theory literally has problems with it, and that's why we either revise it completely or add new tidbits of information to make it more true.
Observations and interpretations. Philosophy of science teaches us that there is no absolute concrete proof for any scientific theory. Number two, the tree of life is based on the idea of homology, which is the assumption that Two species with similar genes and anatomy have evolved from a common ancestor. Left as it is, it's just an assumption, not a conclusion based on evidence.
That is bullshit. I'm just gonna tell you right now, that is complete bullshit. He's basically saying that everything we know about evolution and homology, that we know logically we can prove through all the strata, we can do experiments on carbon dating with all that those prehistoric creatures from any eon. It's not an assumption at this point. We've crafted empirical evidence. No, we haven't crafted. We've crafted a theory based off of empirical evidence, and to say that it's not based on evidence is absolutely false. He's completely mischaracterizing evolutionary theory. This is absolutely arrogant. So I don't know what he's trying to build right here, but it's not looking too good.
Yet there is a problem: homeoplasy. Homeoplasy is the observation of similarities which cannot be due to common ancestry.
Again, so what? He's contradicting himself right here. Homoplasy is literally a part of modern evolutionary theory as we know and understand it today with real biologists. Homoplasy basically says that it's either convergent evolution or similarity due to coincidence. Convergent evolution being, hey, you got a butterfly that has wings and birds that have wings. They both fly, but they're not part of a common lineage. So what? They have similar environments that have an evolutionary need for wings. That doesn't mean that a god just created wings on them so that way they could both fly. It doesn't. He's really contradicting himself here because homoplasy is part of evolution and is accepted in modern evolutionary theory, most commonly convergent evolution.
Number 3, gradualism. Darwin assumed evolution takes place in small, slight steps. This assumption is an essential part of Darwin's theory.
He didn't assume it. He had evidence to prove it, empirical evidence.
In fact, he actually said that this is like a falsification condition to his entire framework. But the fossil record shows the exact opposite: rapid changes in biological features.
So what? That just means we have better evidence to prove the existence of evolution. Like I said, he's contradicting himself here. He's basically proving the veracity of evolutionary theory, which I'm pretty happy actually, because he doesn't even know what he's talking about, it seems. And so what if Darwin was wrong? It's not like we build our entire scientific community off of Darwin's back when it comes to evolutionary theory. No, we have several scientists that can contribute to it. And the thing with science and scientific method, we continually reconstruct our theories. So it doesn't matter if one person is wrong.
Features also. Number 4, selfishness. Darwinism assumes that the only reason for our existence is to selfishly care for our own survival and reproduction. But it doesn't explain why many people give charity anonymously, why governments collect taxes for hospitals to help survival of the unfittest, why people care about animals, ancient buildings, and are willing to...
Again, this is meaningless and it's completely wrong. Darwin's theory of evolution and our theory of evolution absolutely does explain why we give charity to people anonymously, why we care about animals, why hospitals give out care, and why we fight for our ideals. And I'll just do a little spoiler alert here. It's called sympathy. Human sympathy was evolved because evolution has selected humans who are able to communicate with each other and feel for each other, for lack of a better word, and what they've gone through, so they can work as a collective and have a better turnout as a society and better survival rate as a society, instead of one individual alone. This does not prove the existence of a god. Again, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and with maximum parsimony in mind, the most parsimonious explanation is that evolution has selected us to have sympathy evolved within our brains. So complete bullshit here.
Die for their values and ideals. Number 5, some notable biologists and philosophers have pointed out that there is propaganda about Darwinism, and they see it being pushed as an undeniable reality when it is far from it. In fact, some have even labeled Darwinism as a religion due to the activities of Darwinists.
So this guy's argument is basically some people said a thing, so basically the entire evolutionary theory should be scrutinized for it, which is complete bogus, by the way. It's a bunch of hooey. It's all bullcrap. I don't know what he's trying to say here, but it's completely fallacious argument here. So what if some people say it's a religion? That doesn't mean anything.
In addition to this, Darwinism isn't even the only theory of evolution. Yeah? In fact, let me just give you three alternatives. Number one, evolution by natural genetic engineering. Number two, Neo-Lamarckian evolution. And number three, mutation-driven evolution.
Aside from the fact it doesn't provide any explanation for this, most of this is complete bullcrap and has no meaning to the modern theory of evolution. Number one, evolution by natural genetic engineering. I haven't heard anything about it. Sure, there may be some research, but it isn't well established as far as I know. Number two, Neo-Lamarckian evolution. I'm assuming he's referring to Lamarck, which absolutely he knew nothing about evolution as we know it. He led to the idea of epigenetics, but most of what he said is complete bullcrap. Like a giraffe wants to get taller, so it does get taller, which is not true. And three, mutation-driven evolution. I don't know what he's saying about that. It's probably a bunch of hooey again. Mutation is part of evolution, so complete meaningless.
What was the point of all this, yeah? I'm not trying to tell you that this theory is invalid, yeah? It's still the main...
Yes, you are. You literally just spent 3 minutes undermining our best, probably the most well-corroborated theory, right up there with globe theory. You basically spent 3 minutes undermining it and superficially claiming that God created everything that we know and love.
Scientific theory to explain biological change, and also the majority of biologists also subscribe.
There is no subscribing. It's just biology is literally founded upon the main idea of modern evolutionary theory. It's literally the foundation of biology.
Subscribe to it. Mentioning the disagreements above is done only to show that Darwinism is not an eternal truth set in stone as some may have us believe. So how can this be reason enough to make Muslims change their beliefs about the Creator and the Quran's view of the creation of mankind?
Again, there it comes. There is no creator. The creator is Mother Nature. If you want to get technical deities and whatever, and even then it's just metaphorical. Whatever. This guy is just a complete fraud at this point. He's completely mischaracterizing and misrepresenting science, saying that all of our evolutionary theories built upon the back of one man, Darwin, which is absolutely not true. We believe in neo-Darwinism, or it's not even a belief. We make claims based off of neo-Darwinism or modern evolutionary theory. We have not built this whole empire, if you will, based on Darwin. So anyways, that's pretty much it. Let's see you.